Warning: the following video may contain images which could trigger those with submechanophobia and/or thalassophobia. Please know that at any point you are welcome to leave if you feel uncomfortable. Safe travels! Disney World. Whether you've been or you haven't, you know it's the most magical place on Earth. But what lurks under the surface? We're here to find out. Just kidding. We're here to talk about sea serpents and sea serpents only. Well, kinda. As it's known, Disney has had many attractions that are now discontinued, but it's amazing how they leave the abandoned items. I have grown a certain interest when it comes to two specific sea serpents that have no name, but they will be last, as we must talk about why Disney loves sea serpents so much before we get to the main topic. Before we can even get into that, though, I must heed my warning from before of if you are wary to submechanophobia and thalassophobia to please kind of click off. I have left definitions of each in case you are unaware of them because they are very hard words to spell. And we will be showing images that will be disturbing even if you don't have it. So heed my warning. Why does Disney love their sea serpents? Honestly, I don't know, okay? I got no clue, but, what we really need to be asking is, why are there so many of them? A question to you. How many are there? Due to my extensive research of 5 minutes, I have found 5 sea serpents that are official. A question 3. Who they be? Who better to start with than the most infamous of them all, Brickley. He stands at Orlando, Florida's resort. He's an official collab between Disney and Lego, and he's made completely out of Legos. In fact, he has multiple different Lego sets centered around him that you can buy at the Lego store nearby. He is a fan favorite when it comes to the sea serpents, and honestly the least creepy out of any of them. Moving on, we have Kimblem Horasmus. I butchered that, but he now stands at the defunct World of Motion. As you can see, he kind of has a mischievous personality to him, but again, seems to be pretty friendly looking compared to all the other serpents we have seen so far. And he was even popular enough to have one of these little guys. Don't remember what they're called, but remember them. Now this is Scales, and he was pretty hard to find any information on, so we only get this one picture. But he is in France, apparently, and he's more of like a water slide than a attraction, if anything. And finally we get to talk about my boys. Yes, this is gonna be in depth now. In 1959, in Tomorrowland, they opened the ride Submarine Voyage, and at the very end you see a sea serpent, which does not have a name, apparently. Unfortunately, it was closed September 1998. I can't seem to find any reasons as to why, but, maintenance problems and that. On June 11th of 2007, Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage was opened and was the replacement for it pretty much. Unfortunately for the children, there's an even scarier thing now waiting there in the anglerfish. In between the closure of Submarine Voyage and the opening of the Finding Nemo, he was not kept in the best condition along with all the other items. All the items in the serpent were pretty much submerged underwater for that entire time, so the lagoon was drained for the new upcoming project. Lucky for this guy, he's become pretty popular and now is in a better home where he can be kept in better pristine condition. Seeing as he has no official name, I find that maybe we should name him Lucky since he was so lucky to find a proper home. Next up was the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride, which was pretty much Submarine Voyage, except in Tokyo! Now, as you could guess, it's most likely based off of the newly released movie that had come out, and actually includes the giant squid that is seen in that movie alongside the serpent, which I do not believe is in the movie. I've never seen it though, so haha. The sea serpent that was featured in this one was a lot more rounder and friendlier looking, and is actually my personal favorite. Unfortunately, due to its closure, they left it in terrible condition to the point where its head fell off, and I'm very sad about that. From what I've been able to gather, there hasn't been a cleanup of any of this, and there's no plan to have a replacement of anything. The sea serpent is still sitting there, along with any other things that haven't been picked up. And this really saddens me, which brings us to our final point. Question number 4. What was this video about anyway? Well, I'm glad you asked, disembodied voice of me. As we can tell from these last 2 animatronics, they have not been kept in the best condition. And this really saddens me because they're 2 of my personal favorite things in the whole world. Like, why you gotta do them like that? And then my little creative brain got to thinking, what if there were stuffed animals? You know, Disney could still make a profit off of these without them actually being there. Market them to an adult audience instead. I mean, look at how much money they make off Brickley and all his merch. You know, if I can't have the real thing, why not have a stuffed animal of it? Because I love stuffed animals. But, yeah, that's it. I made this stupid video at 9 p.m., and, you know, it was just off the top of my head, so this is just a joke video in a way, but I want the stuffed animals, Disney. Give me them.